It's a sunny day in Lake Placid, Florida, and I'm back shooting U.S. Sugar's steam locomotive number 148 on the Sugar Express, today running as the Santa Express for the Christmas season. After being away for almost 2 years, it's nice to be back in town and shooting this engine again, as the consist has gotten longer, making the engine work harder. Today we'll be shooting all 3 of the Santa Express trips, making their 2-hour round trip from Lake Placid to Palmdale and return, varying the spots up between each run. And if you couldn't tell by the 5-minute warning blow, 148 has a new whistle to be documented on the channel. This is a Southern Pacific 6-chime whistle that is rumored to be of Florida East Coast 153, a sister to the 148 that currently resides dormant at the Gold Coast Rail Museum in Homestead, Florida. I, for one, love this 6-chime whistle, as it has a great feel for a high-speed passenger train like the Sugar Express. Our first spot is just 3 miles south of the station along the shores of Lake Placid, as 148 works hard to get our train up to track speed of 40 miles per hour. Continuing our southbound chase, we're now at Childs as the train continues to work to get up to 40 miles per hour. This next shot, just south of Archbold, is where 148 really struts her stuff. Throttle wide open at 40 miles an hour. Can't get much better than this. On the roll south again, we're now in Venus, Florida, where US 27 begins paralleling the tracks down to Palmdale. Approaching Palmdale, we get our final shot of the first southbound trip of the day as they begin to slow down to reverse directions to head back to Lake Placid. While we didn't give an insane amount of attention to the diesel leading northbound, we had to get a couple of shots, and since there were some clouds blocking out the sun, we took this opportunity to use the workable light to shoot the train as it departed Palmdale northbound. Taking advantage of the slower trip northbound with the diesel, we raced back to Lake Placid well ahead of the train, giving ourselves some time to grab a bite for lunch and be back at the depot ready for the next southbound departure. Our first spot for the second southbound trip of the day was a little bit closer into town as we noticed a nice curve with a low foreground setting that we could frame our cameras and tripods on, creating a nice low angle shot as 148 powered out of town. Next up on the agenda was once again Childs, but from the other side of the loadout at a different point, getting a different perspective of the train at a similar location. Keeping on the theme of same spot but different angle, we're at the crossing just south of Archbold once again, but shooting from across the open field this time, creating a nice long distance shot of the train as it races by. Down south near Venus, we duplicated the tree overhang shot where US 27 parallels the highway, as the light had shifted to make the shot even more favorable than the first run. Both ourselves and the train reached Palmdale, the turnaround point, our final shot of this southbound trip was at the small bridge just north of Fish Eating Creek, one you can easily get to on the other side and the sunny side of the train. Once again giving a little bit of attention to the diesel, we catch the train pulling out from the same spot as they make their 1-hour trip north back to Lake Placid. We catch up with the diesel yet again near Archbold as we get one final roll by before highballing back to Lake Placid. Back in town for one final set of pre-departure shots, the crew of 148 services, oils, and greases the engine up for the last southbound departure of the day. And with no clouds in sight, it's going to be a great trip south. Moving just a half a mile south of where we just were, we catch the 148 steaming out of town, with the Lake Placid water tower serving as a nice evening backdrop. Saving one of my favorite 148 chase spots for this 5 p.m. run, we're at the south end of the Bear Point Curve, just north of the Child's Loadout, where we get 148 racing south at track speed with a nice plume of smoke. Another favorite thing of mine to do with the 148 evening southbound trips is do a little bit of pacing between Archbold and Venus. And that's exactly what we did right along State Route number 8. Enjoy this unedited 3-minute sequence of pacing as we follow the 148 heading south. Catching back up with the train where Highway 27 begins paralleling the tracks, we get one more 30-second pacing clip as the sun sinks below the horizon in the background. Leapfrogging the train one last time to the north end of Palmdale siding, we catch the Sand Express coming in to change directions for the final time of the night. With the desire to do a night shoot of the 148 in front of the Lake Placid Depot, we head back north with the train as well, catching them as they pull into town for the final time of the evening. with that, a successful day of chasing US Sugar 148 comes to a close. I'd like to thank the train crew and Scott Ogle for making it a great day of chasing as always. And as for you guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.